Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you with a Monday afternoon video. So I just want to make a quick video on basically what happened in the market today, what happened over the weekend, and kind of give you my thoughts. So for the past couple of weeks since I've been making these videos, I've been basically saying that I do think Trump's tariffs are kind of more of just like a negotiating tool. And I truly believe that if you watch when I started making videos again, I've been saying that since basically day one. And I was dollar cost averaging down to some of my favorite positions. I went from 35% cash all the way down to 24. So I deployed about 9% of my portfolio cash into some of my favorite plays currently, which would be like AMD, Amazon, Nike, Celsius, and I started a little bit of position in ELF. So those are kind of the four core ones I've been buying. I bought a little bit of Google and a little bit of Disney, but nothing crazy. So yeah, so every single play minus Nike has already kind of recovered. Obviously, Trump came and spoke or put something on Truth Social yesterday saying basically, hey, we're going to have our reciprocal tariffs might not be as bad. We're only going to do it to certain countries. And that kind of changed the sentiment in the market on basically, uh, people aren't as fearful anymore. So it wouldn't shock me if April 2nd came around and basically it's a nothing. He'll be like, oh, yeah, we're just going to play it by ear and we're only going to match certain countries or blah, blah, blah. Or he puts some in place and then a couple weeks later, those world leaders contact him and then they negotiate something. And really, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be nothing, or they're, if anything, the other countries might pull back their tariffs on us and then we'll kind of have lower tariffs going the other way. But we'll see. But regardless, the market had a really, really, really big boom today. It's what's crazy is, well, there's a couple crazy things here. It blows my mind that people were so negative on this whole thing. Like the sentiment the past couple weeks were as low as like housing crisis, .com bubble, COVID. Like it's like this was not really that big of a deal in my opinion. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a little scary. Yeah, it could mess up some earnings. Yeah, it could mess up some companies. But people, like, it really didn't even really go into effect, or at least in a crazy way. And if you think about it, it if anything, it kind of gives Q1 earnings a little bit of buffer. So people are going to have to figure out how much weight they're going to put into these tariffs if they go away or they're not there, because a lot of companies were forecasting this or pre-ordering or not pre-ordering. So I personally think if sentiment goes up and inflation isn't going out of control and employment's still anchored, I think a lot of companies in Q1 are going to get passes and earnings, and then you're going to have to wait till Q2. So I think that's actually bullish for the market in a weird way, because people are going to discredit really any bad news. And then if it doesn't impact or there is good news, they're going to obviously credit that. We have to remember that there's over $7 trillion on the sidelines right now. Pre-COVID, there was like 2.5 or 3 trillion. So it's doubled. So I'm not saying all of it's going to go into the market, but you have to remember a good portion might go in. So there's a lot of money to be had. Crypto was very bullish today. Tesla was rocking. Elon had a call over the weekend, like a live stream thing, which is really cool. Yeah, so I mean, right now I'm just looking. Basically, my strategy right now is to not cash up, so I'm still pretty cash heavy, 24%. But I'll let this market rally. If it continues all week, if not, then I'll continue to buy things I like. But deploying 9% of my cash in 3 weeks in something like that, I'm pretty happy with it. My portfolio is, so year to date, second week of February, I was up 12%. S&P was up, I believe, 5 or 6, and then we had that nasty correction. The S&P hit 10% down. At that point, I think I was down 12%, so I was 2% down, underperforming the S&P. As of now, today's close, I am 0.86% year to date from breaking even. That's without adding money. That's just straight positions. And I believe the S&P is still down 3-4%. No, is it down more than that? It's down way more than 3%. It has to be, right? So it might be 6 or 7%. I'm not too sure where it's at, but I know I know I'm closer to even than the S&P year to date. So So basically how I look at that is, okay, my portfolio is 2.5xing the S&P on the way up, and it's basically dang near flat when it corrects, which means in my eyes it means my portfolio is very balanced. So on the way up, there's a lot more upside. On the way down, it's basically the same. So really happy with that. My positioning, I held 22 stocks. When we hit 52-week high or all-time highs again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take some profits on some stocks, and I'm also gonna close 3 positions to get down to 17, 18 stocks in my portfolio. I really want to sit between 15 and 20 and just make those core positions completely massive, especially with all the volatility and all the crazy things that can happen. I think what's going to happen Memorial Day, I've been saying that by Memorial Day, I think we're going to hit all-time highs. And I think that's going to be a really good opportunity to rebalance for the summer and fall. It wouldn't shock me if we have some crazy pullback in the late summer, early fall. Don't know why I feel that way. I kind of just feel it for some reason. I think we're going to get a rebound. Obviously, the Russia-Ukraine war, they're making baby steps to resolving that, or a ceasefire. So there's a lot of the sentiment's changing. The Atlanta Fed is negative. Tomorrow, I believe the revised version comes out. It wouldn't shock me if it's positive again, which is going to be bullish. So there's some really good things to look forward to in the market. I didn't buy anything Friday. I did buy things Friday. I didn't buy anything today. And I will let you guys know if I do any shopping. So till tomorrow, peace.